What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Triangle. This is your boy, D.
It's your girl, CJ.
And it's your cosplay bae, Brand
What
Day.
it do?
Hey,
What it do, bae? What it is?
If you follow
What's
us,
up?
I think Brandy's going to be posting some cosplay shit this weekend, so make sure you check
I
us
mean, you would
out.
think correctly. I've been working a lot, so.
Yes. Well, welcome back to our fan pick episode number 5, I believe, right? We had a little issue with our fan guest today. She's at church, apparently.
Child,
at church.
I hope she listened to this shit. We heard everything you said, Candace. We heard everything you said, Candace. Don't put her on blast. Now, for real though, we will reschedule you. It's not a problem. Life happens. We know it happens a lot to us. So today we're just doing it old school style like we first did. It's going to be the 3 of us. We're going to keep answering these questions you guys have sent in via Instagram, Facebook, or DMs to our personal pages and on our YouTube channel. So let us begin. We're just going to jump right into it.
Right into it.
Jump in, jump out. Turn yourself.
Oh, this is a good one because we just came off of awards.
Introduce yourself. My name is.
Oh, wait, come on. Who's gonna do it? My name's Corona. Yeah.
I'm just gonna wait it out.
Sharona.
Are you done? Are y'all done? Can we move on? He said nope and just kept going. I hate y'all. They've been singing this since the last New Angle episode we just recorded.
I could not breathe for like the first 15 minutes of that last episode.
If you want to go check out the full extent of their ridiculousness, go watch the News Angle that drops next week too on Monday at 9 a.m. Central, where we have low-brow news events. It's lowbrow. It's really low. But we talk about serious shit too. Anyway, so
I just want to sing songs now.
First question. Oh my God.
All you ladies, wash your hands like this.
Hey.
We don't want you to get sick.
Oh.
All you ladies, wash your hands like this. We don't
that
want
Corona
you
don't
to
quit.
We can't take
wash
nothing
the front and
seriously.
the back.
Stop rubbing your hands. I can't. Oh my God.
She said stop rubbing your hands.
You might throw up and you might sneeze.
Oh my God.
Look, that shit get on your knees.
Oh
Hey.
I'm sorry.
They're not sorry. Don't listen to them. They really
Sorry,
don't.
CJ.
No, you're not. Don't lie. Don't lie. Okay, so here's the deal. Let's go into this real quick. We're coming off of awards season. I'm trying to keep it together. These niggas won't let me.
Then you roll your mask to the back, up to the front.
Brandy, you're the reason why we go over in time. Let me just.
I'm sorry.
No, she ain't.
No, she's not.
Okay.
I ain't sorry. Shit. You better be sorry because I ain't sorry. Shit.
She's not sorry.
Okay, your mama's sorry. I ain't. Okay.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Let me read this damn question. Jesus. Oh my God.
Read the question. I'm sorry. I forgot what we was doing.
Quit it.
I forgot where I was at. Sorry.
I forgot what I was saying. Oh, okay. So let's try this again. 3rd time's a charm, I hope. Be quiet. I'm going to mute all of you. I have the power. Jesus.
Oh, God. Okay, Mom.
Oh, my God. So because award season and shit like that happening right now. So the question was, how come Black folks are so underrepresented in advertising, film industries, yet over-index in media consumption and spending?
Damn.
Yeah, that's a serious question. We got some serious thinkers up in here with the questions.
That's a whole topic right there.
That's difficult. So
it
over-index,
is. I mean,
meaning.
Here's the thing. Like
read it again.
Let me read it again. So how come Black folks are so underrepresented in the advertising and film industries, yet they're over-index in media consumption and spending? It's kind of like product too, right?
God.
It's just okay. So the most recent one, I guess this is perfect. Like Honey Pie is a brand of feminine products made by a Black woman, Black owned,
Does she
and
have
everything.
a separate website, by the way? Because I want to look that up. I know it's sold at Target, right?
I went to go leave a review.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
And I couldn't do it.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I think they turned off comments
They turned it off. They turned everything off.
Because they was cutting up.
Yeah. So what happened is
they can't have shit.
Honey Pot is a feminine product company made by a Black woman, and her tagline is like, "Made for humans with vaginas by humans with vaginas," right? So it's a feminine product company, but because they showcased all Black people in the commercial
for Black History Month.
For Black History Month is when they launched the commercial, and Target has them. And because they talked about empowering Black businesses, people came out of the woodworks. And
and you know what pisses me off about that? Just to be like real illogical and not even PC, because we ain't on that shit anyway.
No, we not.
What you gotta say?
Our whole goddamn lives, we are saturated with images of white people or people that can pass for white, because there are people that are, not traditional white,
right?
Or they're Asian, or they're something else, but because they can pass, they don't even tell people, hey, I'm part this or that.
A lot of people
Recently,
don't.
Zach Morris just said he's mixed with some other shit. The guy that played Zach in Saved by the Bell. I never knew that, but he knew he had to pass. So I'm like, damn, you waited till you're damn near 50 to be like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm mixed. People do this shit on purpose. So saying all that to say, angry because there's no problem with us and our people of color and undeniably people of Blackness seeing the same white faces or pale faces or straight hair or stick bodies over and over and over again. That's fine. But for Black goddamn History Month, we have somebody that made a product for pussies everywhere. She just so happens to be Black.
That's my
and they
thing,
happened decided that for Black History Month, wait a minute, any ideas? Oh, I know, put Black people in the commercial. Black History Month. There we go.
Yeah.
That's a problem. We can't have shit. Why aren't people checking why they get so angry when we do start saying Black lives matter, Black businesses matter, this advertising matters? Our images being saturated in the market as much as we've seen yours for century also matters. And they get mad about that.
Because they can't be number two.
Fucking upset about it. Girl,
they can't. she went off screen and started yelling. No, they can't.
No.
They can't be number two. There's no way for them to be number two. They always
they
have
don't even
to
want to
be...
check that, and that's also what we mean when we're talking about your privilege, because you have the privilege to wake up and you already know you're kind of being treated as a number one in this world, in the sense of if you rank races, if you're ranking sexes, you're going to come out on top as a white man or a white female. And you can't even fucking take it for 2 seconds. Just like when we had that conversation on my wall a couple months ago, and a friend of mine, because we're still fine, but we had to have a talk. I had to take that shit off Facebook because I'm like, they're going to tear in the new one. When I posted that meme, when it was Betty White for the gun shooting, which was hilarious. Not the gun shooting, but just the Betty White, because we're always like, it's got to be a white guy. And he's like, oh, I'm just sick of seeing these images and making white men the enemy and blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, white nigga, welcome to our reality 24 goddamn 7. And you couldn't take it. The fact that you even have the luxury of unfollowing images and pages you don't want to see. I can't unfollow this shit. I don't have a Wakanda to go to get away from this bullshit.
Well, here's the thing. Dang, Brandy, breathe.
No, that's some real shit she's talking about, though. Because what pissed me off about the whole... Oh, no, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm saying what pissed me off about the whole thing was, so you have a Black woman that makes a product for anybody who got a coochie could use.
Right, because she didn't say it was made for Black women.
But the comments that I saw strictly said, oh, they want to be racist and it's only for Black women. Nobody said it was only for Black women, but it was in celebration of a Black entrepreneur.
Right.
And I think that's more scary than a nigga with a gun, to me, because that's how people are reacting. People are reacting, okay, here's this Black woman. Not only is she Black, but she's a woman. The original woman, mind you, having a product out there for all women. You know what I'm saying? To be able to use.
You voices.
No, I'm just saying, just like having a product for all women to use. She never once said it was exclusively for Black women or exclusively for anybody. It's for women. What was the motto?
Her tagline is made for humans with vaginas by humans with vaginas.
And that's her tagline.
It's Target.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No. It's on
up on the internet too, and I was looking at her products.
Okay, so I'm just so it's like it's designed for women, and Target decided to put it to the forefront for Black History Month and to celebrate a Black entrepreneur. And I was actually watching the promo earlier this morning, and the thing that hit me the most, her words were she wanted to inspire other Black girls like herself. I think that's what pissed a lot of people off.
It did.
Oh yeah,
that's
but
part.
you know what? They got mad at Serena Williams and somebody else of color merging together to start donating money to Black businesses and or Black female entrepreneurs, and people were upset by that. And I'm like, you wouldn't have to be goddamn upset if you weren't doing bullshit to keep us from ownership. That's why we have to do this. Because if we had the same opportunities as y'all, you know what y'all like to do a lot of times, and I say, if I say y'all and you're triggered by it, you are y'all. So you know what y'all are upset about a lot of times? The fact that when we're telling you the truth about this, you like to basically say, well, there's no way that could be true because we can all drink out of the same water fountain now. And we're not slaves, or it's not, segregation like what our parents and grandparents grew up in. Because again, that was not that fucking long ago. Just because it's not that same thing doesn't mean the same story isn't being told in a new way. Right. It is literally the same shit in a different day. Redlining may not look the same as when it first dropped down, but please believe that stop and frisk, all that shit is still here. And we're tired of it, and we're speaking up about it in a way that you're not used to, because they were doing it before, but now you can be bombarded with it 24/7 because
we're definitely not our grandparents. That's for sure.
But we sure the fuck ain't. That's one thing you need to know.
I mean,
so I don't understand how you can, in the same breath, for those people that talk about unity and stuff being fair, get upset by anybody saying, hey, I'm going to help this disenfranchised group of people, because it's not as easy for these women of color to get bank loans and everything else for their legitimate businesses. Let me help them out. Well, what about the blah, blah, blah? You bitches get it all already. Like, let us have something.
And that brings up the point of a lot of people are like, oh, your community needs to pick themselves up by the bootstraps and get everything together. But when people try to do that,
you bring us down, like you just did.
This is a prime example of what the fuck happens when you have people in the community that want to, what I'm saying? People actually want to bring the community up, and then this is the backlash that we get.
The only good thing that came out of it is that her sales are up to 30%. her sales have gone up.
I think it went up.
Due to the same social media.
I think it went up to 50. It's about to go up to 60 because I'm definitely on the site right now.
Gotcha. Get it. But
you know what? I'm gonna get on the Blacks, because I like when they call us that. I'm gonna get on the Blacks for a second. This again shows us the power. We already know we're very powerful. The way we shift culture and what's cool and everything else, that's power. Where we invest our dollar is power. Like, buy Black as much as you can.
If you can, like,
it's important to build us up from the inside out like that. And it doesn't mean, at least I'm not the type of person that's going to scold you if you're buying something else and it's not like by a Black business. I'm not that, pro-Black or I'm crazy with it. But yes, take the time to look at people that make, there's a young boy that made, not dishwashing soap, clothes detergent for your clothes, and that's Black owned. And then we have this honey pot. Like, social media makes it so easy to find people that make their own shea butters, or they're making their own shampoos and all type of stuff literally for us, by us, FUBUing that shit up. Let's start doing that more, so that way hopefully over the years we stay consistent with it. It won't be this whole, we gotta have somebody white to help us out or else we can't make it the way we want to.
You know what it is? And like the second part of that question was why we spend our money in, like media consumption and all those products that are non-Black. It's because of how systematically racist our society has been. You know what I mean? So we're looking at advertisements with white people, non-POC people, and that's where your money goes because you've already been pretty indoctrinated with the merchandise.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? That you need to go get this because now it, like, even for example, the laundry detergent, we're so used to seeing Tide, Gain, whatever, those main products. When you see something new, you're very hesitant to go buy it because
you're skeptical of its ability to clean your fucking clothes.
Which it shouldn't be an issue because the stuff in it is the same.
Mindset, that negative mindset of, oh, if it's going to be Black, it's going to be lower quality. They're not going to be as professional. You'll hear more people complaining about potentially buying Black or switching stuff over because they're worried about quality and professionalism.
So here's the thing. Because I'm in the dead center of all of that, I will say this. There is a reason for those comments because I have been through it. And I think that there is, because of the way society has built up our Black society racially, I feel like a lot of people from who I've met and like, networked through, there is a group of people, not everybody, but there is a small percentage of people who walk around with a chip on their shoulders, and they have every right to. I'm not saying they shouldn't, but when you do that and you come across customers and you do become unprofessional, then it's just like anything else in social media. All the tiny negative things get blown out of proportion, and that is the main thing that they report on. You know what I'm saying?
And I feel like people of color feel more hurt by other people of color with it, to the point where they'll be like, they'll shut down. Same thing when we were talking about like months ago about like when people talk about why they don't go to church anymore and that church hurt, because they already have in their head this expectation. They go to church or around these church style people with this expectation of, okay, I'm going to be accepted, I'm going to be this, it ain't going to be all this bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they get hit with the bullshit, they're hurt because they put these people and this whole whatever they're believing in on a pedestal, and then they're devastated. That's twofold. Yeah. Them people are fucked up for doing it, but you got to have realistic expectations, because damn, you can't be going in there with that. Same thing with Black business. They'll go to a Black owned something. I've done it even with people that do hair. Very disappointed if I'm there before the person that comes in and you own the place. And I had to check my feelings, because I'm like, why am I emotional about this? I'm like, girl, you were supposed to, I'm thinking sister girl home, like, we supposed to be better than this. And they don't be thinking like that sometimes.
No, they really don't. I've had people that I crossed paths with where I was just like, weren't we supposed to do this like 2 days ago? And you haven't shot me an email, a text message. I'm not one to be like not understanding of your situations. We're all human. We all have families. We have kids or, significant others, or we have jobs that are very demanding outside of maybe building your own entrepreneurial business. If you have things like that going on, it's cool if you can't make an appointment. It's cool if you're going to be late. But the courtesy and the professionalism of letting other people know is what's important.
My situation today.
Yeah, like Demetrius be sending us a whole ass schedule before,
now, I'm talking about down. Today, fan pick.
Today what? Oh, yeah.
Cousin Candace.
Yeah, oh, yeah, your cousin had to cancel today, because of church. But but things happen, but it's meant to be that way in my book. So if things happen, it happens. It's just the courtesy of being able to tell somebody that you're not going to be there, or it's going to be a different time or whatever. It's totally, I mean, we do it within the three of us when we're like, hey, can we get another 15-30 minutes before we start recording or whatever, because something's going down and whatnot. So like it's just normal for us to like be understanding of that. But I think the other part of it is, I was reading an article and listening to a few things, and I feel like Black communities and societies, I gotta say societies, have the money. People think that Black people don't have money. We have money.
No, we got it.
Oh yeah.
The spending habit is messed up, because the same reason why, and like part of the reason why people think that other Black business owners have attitudes is because we have been raised to understand scarcity, not abundance. Right? So when you see, like, I see it, even just like cookie bakers, they'll be on the Facebook page talking about, well, I'm in the same city, so I don't know why you're trying to get information from me. I'm also in Dallas. Okay, but Dallas has thousands and thousands and thousands of people, right?
Right.
And you can't possibly fulfill all the events that are here for the cookies this weekend.
It's enough for everybody.
That's where they say crab in a barrel mentality comes from, which again, understanding historically, it was set that way for a reason, because if we became unified and with one mind and with one accord, we were going to be powerful, and we would.
There's a reason why they bombed Black Wall Street. There's
even
a reason.
Before that, there's a reason why they separated. There's a reason why field nigga and house nigga. There's a reason for all that stuff. Like keeping us separate and not equal. It was always going to be to somebody else's benefit. And unfortunately, we're still dealing with the residual side effects of that. And it's very hard for people to come together. Half the time, they don't even want to deal with the light skin, dark skin stuff, let alone really invest in somebody's business of color.
And the other thing is, like, you know, like I was saying, that's what I was going to say. We have money. Like, our societies have money. Black society has money, but we have been, like, indoctrinated to show off that we have money. So instead of
Right.
putting that money into businesses, we're buying, like, hair every other week. We're doing, like, cars that we can't afford.
And but they're doing it again from something passed down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But
Spending
if we
habits are
can,
passed down.
we just need to shift where our mentality is at to, like, the future. If we can shift our mentality from, I want to use this money now to show this now, to, in the future, if I take this money and put it into Black society, put it into Black communities, put it into Black businesses, education, all of that, it will shift so much.
That mentality is definitely going to be more internal emotional work, because you have to not care that the white person doesn't think you're that put together or have it like that, because that's all it is. It's showing, well, I belong here, I'm just as good as you. That's what you're doing. So that comes from an inferiority complex of, I'm not good enough, so I gotta show you that I'm good enough.
Put all my shit to the forefront. Everything that I work for, I have to put it to the forefront to show you this is what I'm eligible to be here.
Exactly, and it's the same
in my society. From my Black society,
right?
I have a representative.
We play that same game when we're doing the interviews, and it's like, I belong in this interview. I'm going to wear this outfit. My hair is going to be straight. I can assimilate. I'm just as good.
Exactly.
And that's
crazy,
already
though?
like a fucked up, but that's how deep it goes. And the fact that so many people that aren't of color don't even want to think for a second or hear us out, because somebody can hear all this, like one of our trolls or something, and still be like, oh, there goes those Blacks again complaining and blah, blah, blah. You're not being whipped. You're not doing this. So it's not that hard for you. I had my dance teacher basically say, because we didn't get into it, but we're very opinionated.
Right.
Which is
I see him on your Facebook.
Girl,
he's funny.
He is funny, but we be going at it. And then we're like, all right, time to dance. So
nice.
We took like 5 or 10 minutes where he was like, look, I know anytime we're having a conversation like this, my opinion really don't mean shit as just like a middle-aged white guy. And I'm like, you're right, because if we're doing like a pyramid, you're here. So I'm really not trying to hear that shit. But I'm gonna hear you out anyway. And he did have that mentality of, well, I'm thinking we all have the same opportunities. And I'm like, okay, give me an example. We were talking about property. And he was like, I feel like if I had $10,000 and, you know, so-and-so had $10,000, and I was like, you know, Jamal, Devontae, whatever name. And I was like, then it would be the same thing. And I said, the fact that you can even think that way, one, is the privilege we're talking about.
Yep.
Two, I immediately know it's not the same, because Jamal could have the same money you have and decide, I want to open a business in this neighborhood. I want to have property in this neighborhood. And the people that own and run that section is like, nah, player, we don't want your kind over here.
Yep.
Or if you're going to be a Black person over here, you're going to be the Will Smith, Halle Berry Black, the type we want here. You're not going to be anything outside of that, because people don't want, those people don't want diversity the way they say.
Because your dance teacher, what's his name again?
Andy
with $10,000 trying to open a business in a white neighborhood that's predominantly white, and Jamal with dreadlocks with $10,000 trying to open a business in the same location is not going to have the same first impression for a bank loaner at all. Not at all.
And it goes into that, but he understood the look thing, because that day before we practiced, he had like a beanie on and something else. He's like, I do understand that me dressed like this could go into some place even with my hood up and it'd be nothing. I wouldn't be looked at or anything, whereas somebody else would. I said, I'm like, right. So I'm thinking you're getting it. Now take that same mindset and apply it to the fact that does factor into whether somebody wants to help you or not, whether they want to give you a business or whether they want to hire you at their job. That's why you look at certain places, even in the mall. I don't go to the mall like that unless I go to the movies, but I don't like mall shop like that anymore. But I remember being in the mall and kind of always feeling like I was not supposed to be at certain malls because
certain stores maybe
in the
too.
Mall.
Certain stores within the mall.
Certain stores in the mall. So I'm like, ooh, Hollister in this place now, but this ain't for me. This ain't my body type. These mannequins ain't even looking like me. The people that work here, that know you can't help me put together an outfit. You don't even have.
Well, first of all, those guys don't even talk to you half the time. I know, because I lived in a mall pretty much, because I worked in retail for 17 years.
They will let you walk right past. And I'm like, so my money ain't good. And I've taught my son too, especially when we do cosplay stuff, which y'all can watch out for on my pages, because my cosplay's gonna be hitting this weekend. Ow. But I taught my son not only the importance of scoping out the people of color that are on the scene, especially when it's predominantly white, but I said, I don't care who it is, of color or not. people hand you back money in your hand. You make eye contact. If they're the ones selling to you, they say something to you. You don't say nothing to them first, unless you got to get their attention. But I'm like, oh, there's plenty of people that didn't get money from us, because I'm like, oh no, son, I know you want that little Pokemon poster, but he act like he didn't see my son here. Like we weren't here. Like we weren't going to spend money. Right. You don't know. I'll drop 500 on some nerd shit, but not to you.
No,
exactly. I'll go pay somebody else, all because of your attitude. And I'm not going to keep catering to people that do that. And that's what I mean. Our Black people or people of color shift where you're spending your money. That way they are forced to reevaluate who's in charge with media marketing, who's in charge with what we decide to sell, because that's what's going to make the difference. Now, of course, in a perfect world, everybody just wakes up and they decide, I'm not going to be a racist prick anymore. That ain't that. But that money makes people shift. So when you decide we're boycotting and we're not doing this no more, then they be like, well, hold on. We're going to train everybody at Starbucks for 2 days because we want people to come back.
Not 2 days. A good example of this shift in money and advertisement is watching the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl. Yep. Oh. The last two years, they have done nothing. I thought you were going to
say Cristal.
Oh, not Cristal. Oh my God. But no, Cristal too. But the Super Bowl commercials, the people they have brought on halftime, like they have shifted, especially the commercials on Super Bowl, to predominantly Black people.
Girl,
they have Black artists and stuff like that.
You knew the Super Bowl halftime show was going to be done by some white band. You just knew. You knew.
They never mixed it up. So now the commercials are super Black, and it's because after Cap took a knee and people were like, oh, well, we're not supporting. They took a hard hit. I'm not talking like 1.5%, 2%. I think it was like 13.8% or something. And that's a huge hit if we're talking millions and millions of dollars. You know what I mean? They didn't want none of that. They didn't want none of that. What I want to do, just me, I don't even want to know if I want to say it. I want to create a Black Amazon, like a POC Amazon. I'm just saying, where all you can get is Black-owned business products.
Bitch, that's a hit. CJ, run it.
Get your brother
something to help y'all. You know what?
You should have never said this shit on here.
Ain't nobody gonna do it because you know why? 99% of entrepreneurs don't work out because they don't want to do the work. I'm just saying. Only 1%.
You gonna do the work or not?
I'm saying, man, start another venture.
I can take your pictures.
You take my pictures. Brandy about to walk around with a little notebook and work for me.
Listen, I would. Now you ain't finna be talking to me crazy, CJ.
Why? Because I'm not. You the one who's gonna be yelling at me. I'll be like, but wait, I'm your boss. And you be like, bitch, shut up.
I'm ready. I'm always ready. I'm always ready.
D always got props. D always got props. Anyway, on that note, I'd like to take a break so we can come back and answer a couple more questions. That was a good 2-part question. Thank you for sending that in. I hope that answered your question. We're going to start spending money in better places as a community of Black society and non-POC and POC. Glamazon. Let's do it. We'll be right back.
And I can take pictures. Don't forget. Bye. And we're back.
Yeah, I was like, he ain't gonna introduce us? Damn.
It's because sometimes D does, sometimes I do. We be getting confused. Anyway, welcome back. We're gonna jump in before these niggas start singing or dancing or something again. Next
you
question.
Sing a dance?
It's too late. It's too late.
Oh my God. We do not own any rights to the song or lyrics. Oh my God. Okay. I'm tired of Timbaland's like background music. I'm tired. I need somebody new to start producing some more shit. Like, I'm tired. Like, it's because you can tell. I mean, it's cool that you can tell that it's him producing or making like the
I knew
tracks.
CJ was gonna say that. It's because you can tell Timbo. One thing I've always loved about Pharrell, and even sometimes with Swiss Beats, I'd be shocked when I listen because I'm like, who did this beat? This because there was an era where you knew it was a Neptune's beat. And then there's some stuff where I didn't know Pharrell did the beat. I'm like,
I kind of like that. That means that they're like growing as a producer and artist and all that.
Versatile.
Like, yeah.
But when everything slaps that hard, it's like, fuck yeah, I want everything produced by Little John and the East Side Boys. Like, everything sounds bomb. Like,
I mean, but going off of that, let's do this question. I like it. Would you have a reality show if it was offered to you?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Would you do it?
Fuck yeah.
What? Brandy says no. D says yes. Who wants to take it first?
It's easy money.
Yeah.
You ain't got to do shit, but just do what the fuck you been doing every day. And motherfucker gonna give me a check. Fuck yeah. And I'm already getting a check going to work. You'll record me at work doing what the fuck I'm doing anyway.
I mean, so you're
All
cool
day.
with like everything that's personal being out in the open with millions of people.
We already on the triangle.
I mean, we ain't at a place where it's like millions of people listening or watching.
That's what we want, though. That's
we do.
The end goal. Is
end
that
goal
that's what
is
that
to
would
have,
be? So that's gonna happen.
You
so
know,
if I
to
can
help
escalate,
I guess,
elevate,
yeah.
percolate if I can percolate the triangle,
Percolate.
percolate that.
I mean, but I'm saying like they record like whispers, they record like your phone calls.
I think you're talking like Kim, the Kardashian level of reality.
Yeah, like Kardashians,
where there is no privacy. Like everything is out.
How much we talking?
Oh, decent. Where's the money at?
The Th3 is this really for sale out here in Th3.
Oh my God.
Show me the money and I'll tell you how much I'm willing to give up.
Oh, I mean, so here's the thing. What if it's just like, I don't know what a decent amount of money would be, but I feel like if you sign up for a reality show, you give all the like rights away. Like Brandy says no. Like, why do you say no? Because
no, first thing I'm thinking about is my kid. I don't want cameras in his face. I don't want even if he wasn't the type of kid that would be like cool with that. He don't like a lot of attention and shit like that anyway.
Well, I think if you're in a reality show and if you're under 18, you can choose to have them
I wouldn't want like
all blurred out.
What if they took PJ out of the equation because he's a minor?
Because I like what I like.
Would you be a guest star on my show?
I probably would. I would guest star on someone's show, and then I would like to go back into the background because as extroverted as I know I can be, there's a huge part of me that's like, I like to scale back. I like to have my shit be my shit. That's why I like how I even run my social media, because my goal with that is to be the same person I am online and offline. However, you don't get every little detail about everything about me. Like every meme I post ain't about me. I'm not posting everything I eat. You're not going to know when I'm dating, if I'm doing it, who I'm doing. All that shit is up for grabs when it's like reality. And I just don't like that. And I know like some people seem to be okay with it, but it's like, it's bad enough just going through life without cameras. I don't need cameras and comments every time I do some shit. Every goddamn time.
You can make reality be whatever you want.
These little voice.
That part.
I fucking can.
That part. I can convince you that I can live whatever life I want. And the motherfucker's gonna pay me for that shit? You best believe I had this motherfucker aired the fuck out.
Okay, wait a minute.
We've eaten lobster tails daily. That shit would be straight tofu, but I'll make that shit look like lobster tails.
Okay. So if we switch it now, if we're opening up to the realm of any reality show, I would not have it be in the style of how the Kardashians just have their moms and their kids and everything on there. But what a bitch would do is some flavor of love bullshit. I would get on that type of reality show.
Okay.
I would do that.
On my wavelength.
Okay.
That's what I would do. So I would be like the next New York or some dumb shit, because then you create like a caricature of yourself. So I'd be like me on steroids for the camera.
Yes.
I'll play that game. Oh yeah, I'll play that game.
All day.
Okay, so here's my answer. I've been on a reality show. I don't know if you guys remember. You guys don't remember? Remember? No. So in Japan,
now you guys don't remember.
Oh, you talking about Tokyo that?
Yeah. So I did a reality show for auditioning as a wannabe rapper. Yes, you guys, I rap in Japanese.
Oh yeah, I forgot. See, they had bars.
Yeah.
I did like
I bars.
I got bars in Japanese.
Osama bin Laden ruined that whole show.
No, 9/11 happened and I couldn't fly out because I'm military dependent. So I did a few.
They shut us down. They shut us down.
They shut us down. So I did a few episodes. I even had my mom on the first one where she took me to Tokyo and stuff. So she's on that first episode that I made it onto. But I will tell you this: when they shoot reality shows, that camera is on you. It's on you. I'm talking like this, like it's on you, by your face, in your face, like on you. And I thought I was safe because some of the other rappers that were auditioning were
safe. It ain't safe.
It's not. I thought it was safe to speak English because a lot of them were also mixed or just knew how to speak English because they were into the rap scene and stuff, right? Not safe. Translations on the bottom of the screen. Fucking subtitles. Like, I was like, for real though? Like, I couldn't say nothing though. Like, it was, everything got recorded. So basically they have like 4 or 5 camera people for 10 of us, 10 groups, right? Yeah. So there was like 5 people. There are also extra people with microphones. So wherever like groups of people went, they would like follow those groups. And because there was no females except for me and the girls who won, the Hartsdales. Do you remember them?
Mm-hmm.
They won the competition, right? The sister
They
group,
called
right?
the Hartsdales.
They're Hartsdales, yeah. They changed the name when they debuted or something because, you know, Verbal from M-Flow was the one who was producing and shit.
Verbal.
But when we were together, because there was only 3 females, they had a camera on us the entire time. Like, I was like, what the fuck? Like, seriously, could not breathe. And like, I don't
Girl,
know.
how do you even deal with that? I'd be like,
it was
you just
really
get
weird.
used to it?
Huh?
I said, how do you just get used to that? Because I think after a while, the other people get used to it.
I think you just have to ignore it because that's what we had to do. We had to, because they were like, just pretend that we're not here. Although those cameras back in the day were like on your shoulder and shit.
Oh my
like,
God, yes, they carried
okay, they were like
here.
this.
Everything
like,
was up.
And then you have the boom operator, like they're like this.
Yeah,
Like,
with the poles.
With the poles and shit. It wasn't like the little ones they carry around now, or like the GoPro style,
man.
right?
Yeah.
Oh God.
No, everything was.
That's why all those guys
large.
were like, if you notice on sets, because I too have been on set, you know.
We're on set.
Forgot, you know, I'm gonna
be.
I'll be featured in a movie that should be coming out.
Yeah, we can't wait.
I can't wait either. And no,
she did say featured though, didn't she?
Yeah. You gotta hype it up every time. You know, I had some friends, they said they were like, we'll totally get dressed up with you and go to it like it's a premiere for you. And I was like, I love you bitches.
I think you guys should get somebody else, like a couple of your guy friends or something, to roll out some red carpet.
I would love it. They would
and
do
just
it.
have a background with like your face on it.
They subscribe to my extras, so they would do it.
I mean, I can design the whole thing. Well, actually, D can probably design the whole thing for you. The way he got like designing skills and shit.
Listen, he is like fucking on it. But
I know.
Yeah, in that aspect, I would do a reality show like that.
Yeah, I would even do like housewife style because they don't put in. They don't put in too much of they only put in the actual social drama, I guess.
Girl, we could totally do housewives. I would love to have a brunch with bitches I don't like that and start throwing drinks and being stupid.
Isn't that the premise of all of their shows? Like, nobody likes each other.
Literally,
and they all
have to
be with each other all day.
They'll be in the booth like, I don't like so and so, and the other person, well, I don't like them either. Well, we're gonna meet for lunch to discuss.
I'm like, what the fuck? And poor Kim Fields, I forgot what show that was. Kim Fields was miserable the whole fucking.
She really
was.
Was.
The Housewives of Atlanta. She was an
ATL.
She was an awful fit. I'm like, girl, you need
that
to
wasn't for her at all
on this show, and she just wanted to be so logical. And I'm like, oh, sweetie, no, this is an illogical show. These bitches are crazy. You gotta
it
be
really
crazy.
Was.
Even
it
on
really
the reunion.
Was.
Even on the reunion.
Oh my God, the reunions are the best. Sometimes I'll skip watching the show and I just watch the reunion clips.
The reunion's the best.
Shit, like even what is it, Love and Hip Hop with Cardi on it? That shit was great. Like,
well, do people really live like that? Like, is that how people's lives are outside of the camera? Like, do people?
I will say this. I know somebody
Some
that's
people
in
are.
that life. I know somebody that's in that lifestyle for real, and they basically let it be known. Almost everything about that is scripted, but what they do, because they'll have psychologists, what they do is they purposely pick these personalities that will be more amplified and also, clash too, but will also mesh with them basically setting the scene, like this is the scene and go. So when you already not all the way there, and then you want this kind of fame attention, it ain't nothing for them to say, okay, this is what we doing. We putting this here. We already paid for the venue or the lunch. We're going to send y'all here and go. So a lot of it's already like premeditated murder type shit. None of that is
true,
like the raw shit that we grew up on. Like when we was watching Ruthie and shit black out, that shit was real.
Like it on Real World,
Girl.
Yeah.
It ain't like that no more. Tech in them. You remember Tech? What's Tech doing?
I don't know what Tech blonde head ass is doing.
Tech made it onto a couple of weird movies as like a co-star and like side roles and shit like that.
And he was doing a lot of like MTV hosting and stuff when he could.
Yeah.
I had a roommate that looked just like Tech. Imagine Tech mixed white.
Oh wow.
I had a roommate that looked like that, a lot like that.
I mean, but I feel like reality shows have gone like haywire now.
They have.
Like, honestly, I don't know that it's the same as what we grew up on earlier in the late 1990s and 2000s. I hate saying that. It's already been like 20 to 30 years ago.
Don't put the 19 in front of it because that makes it sound like you say the 90s.
No, but even with that, when I hear 19, I'm just like, oh yeah, like 10 years ago. And I'm like,
not.
Oh, no, it's not.
So I just read something online. I can't remember if it was one of my teacher friends, and she was in class and the kid was listening to a band from like 2000s. And the teacher was like, oh, I love that band. And he was like, yeah, I love listening to classic rock. I was like, oh.
Wait a minute. What are we doing? Where's my story?
Because here's the thing. I was telling Rob this too. If you think about it, it's correct. 2000 is classic rock now, because when we were in our 90s, 1970s rock was classic to us.
Classic rock.
So 20 years, right?
But I mean, like, it is classic, but it's that good classic. It's not classic like decrepit.
No, classic is, they're just saying it's a time, like an era. Classic rock is an era. So anything over 20 years.
I just don't like how they say it.
Look at face. Look at these. He's so
There's
sad.
no way Bush is classic rock.
It is actually. Bush is classic.
No.
Dude, you know who else is classic? Nirvana. Because
well, that's different.
Is it though?
Bush and Nirvana?
Nirvana is like here. If we're talking about
Bush is
of epicness and legendary, like that's legendary.
Okay, but so here's the thing. Here's the problem though. People don't know who Nirvana is now. I just want you to know that. You guys think it's up there. Kids don't know who Nirvana is.
You lying.
I'm not lying at all.
But they wear the fucking t-shirts, so they wear the t-shirts.
Because they sell it at Hot Topic and Hollister and Target.
This is what it's become?
Yeah. It's the same reason why kids in our generation didn't know who the hell the Rolling Stones were, but still wore those shirts with the lips and the tongue. Remember that?
A good point.
Okay.
Holy fuck.
That's what Nirvana is now.
Who it was.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, we're there, guys. They're like people, like there's some people who are like, who is Green Day? Who is Green Day?
Okay, no, but wait, no, to be fair.
Green Day?
I know, to us though. But
that's what I mean. That's what, because when you said, well, Nirvana is on like this
a Broadway musical. I think they made it on Broadway.
They did, but I mean, only certain people of a certain age. Though. Dookie is like 30 years old, sir. 30, I don't know, like 30 years old. But you know, it
depends, because these same people will know U2 and Red Hot Chili Peppers, and then it's like, how
but
do y'all
because
know
they're more active. They're still more active though.
Well, then that's Bush and them fault for not being active.
No, Bush is doing a show in our city in like 2 months.
Apparently they ain't doing enough.
But here's the thing though. That's what I was saying though. Like for us, Nirvana is up here and Bush is like right here, right? But for these kids, they're right here. They're the same. There's no difference. Because let me tell you,
kids, there's some like TikToker that's like up here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly. So because Bush is touring right now, and guess who they're touring with? Because they would have never done this 25 years ago. Breaking Benjamin and Bush is touring with Theory of a Dead Man and Saint Asonia, who has a singer from 3 Days Grace. I know, I love my fucking bands. And Mark Corbin or something. But I'm like,
what the fuck did she just say?
But what I'm saying is, Breaking Benjamin wouldn't have toured with Bush forever ago. You know what I mean? No. You know, like one of my favorite bands. I'm gonna say they're in the top like 3, maybe even 2, is Eve 6. If you don't know,
of course,
Eve 6. I love Eve 6.
Yeah,
I would choke on the ride.
I know, but here's the thing: they've been coming back. They've been touring, and the singer Max has a new band with one of the other band members from. I gotta look it up. I forgot the name, but his second band is doing well. So Eve 6 is also touring, and I've been going to their shows and stuff. But nobody knows who Eve 6 is anymore. They know that
which
Oblivion
is fucking
song.
the roller skate video. That's the best.
Nobody knows who Eve 6 is, and
but when you think about it, I was into Eve 6 when I was in the 8th grade.
I know
that was in 1999.
I know.
That was 21 years ago.
People still understand and know who Britney Spears is. I don't fucking care. You can forget about everybody else. They're irrelevant at this point.
I mean, but I still go to Eve 6 shows to the point where they remember who I am. That's how small the groups are getting.
I know that make you feel good.
Girl, they showed up. Let me tell you what happened. This is my little brag story. So I went to one of their shows for the first time, like several years ago. And at the end, they always throw drumsticks and shit like that, right? So I went to grab one, and this big ass dude fucking curb checked me and like took the drumstick instead. I was so upset. Like I almost had it, like literally almost had it. So
you gotta be quicker than that.
I know, right? The year after, though, because I still follow them on Insta and Twitter and all that other like social media, and I comment a lot because that's my loving band or whatever. So that next year they had another show in Dallas, and I was like, yo, I'm so excited you guys are coming back. I was so sad last year because this big ass dude like hit me, fucking shoulder checked me like Oprah, and I couldn't get the fucking and I was like so devastated. Oprah. So they fucking text me back on Insta, and they're like, after the show, make sure you come find us. They fucking whip out a fucking drumstick with all their signatures on it, and it says to CJ from Eve 6 with all their signatures. I know. And then I got to take pictures. CJ. No VIP passes. They're the best. I hope they're listening to the episode. And I'm at this point where when I'm in line, like John is one of the bandmates there, right? John Siebel. What's up, John?
Hey, John.
No, seriously. Like I got in line and I'm waiting patiently with Rob to take like pictures, get t-shirts signed or whatever, because that's what you do, right? When you go to shows. And John sees me and he goes, "Hey, Spotsville." I was like, "Oh shit. This is the greatest day of my fucking life." Like, I know. I know.
You gotta tell them to change your name. It's not about to be a Spotsville no more.
I know. I'm gonna have to tell him. I mean, they know Rob because Rob
it's
is always back.
Even better than Spotsville. That's what I love.
Oh my god!
You can't get any better than Spotsville than that.
You know what I'm gonna go from Spotsville to though?
What?
My last name is going to be Stubbleben.
I'm right, but I'm saying like that's even better. Like you can't get to anything better than Spotsville than that.
I know.
He was like, "How do I top this? What's your last name?" Yeah, he'll do.
He'll do. You know what I could top it with though? What if I hyphenate it? Spotsville Stubbleben.
That's what I was just going to tell you. Do it.
If you decided to be that extra.
Do it, please.
I can't. I won't be able to fill out any application for anything online.
I will pay you.
I love it.
You just CJSS.
Still Rumpelstiltskin. Yes.
Oh my god, that's what Helen said.
Oh my god, Helen.
That's so creepy. You guys are creepy. Creepy, I tell you.
Hi, Helen.
Oh my god, but no, for real. Like, it's just. I know we're talking about reality shows, but it's really weird that all these like bands are like considered classic now. I'm so sad.
It's weird and hurtful. I'm like,
or like just even classic hip hop. It's the same way. Like,
so I guess the fortune teller's right.
Oh my god!
Should have seen what was there, not some holy light.
I hate you so much.
Rolling in my veins now.
I don't care.
I have no luck.
Oh my god! I didn't listen all that much.
My favorite part in that song is when she just goes, "There's just so many things." I didn't realize I'd be able to relate to that shit 20 plus years.
Right. There's just so many things. You can't even add that shit up. Like you don't even know what the fuck is
so many things. Like that lyric just it flaps.
It's just like, so many fucking things.
Oh my god! I'm gonna go re-listen to that shit tonight.
Listen to it. I'm telling you, listen to that song now that we're in our 30s, and you're gonna sit there and be like, "This shit is so deep."
I'm fucking crying. Because for real, that so many things part is so true now.
And you're gonna hear it in her voice like she was just in the studio with her hands up. Like there's just so many.
No, listen, like so Brandy accidentally thought I called her earlier and she was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm cooking dinner, talking to my clients, and getting ready to do this." And I was also like fixing my makeup. And she was like, "Oh shit." I was like, "I texted you back, like, but I didn't call you." She was like, "Let me let you go." Like, it really is many things.
I thought she called me, but she texted me around the same time my sister did. So just hearing the noise on my phone, I was like, "Oh, let me go." But I'm still getting costume shit together. And then I'm like, I still gotta clean my house. I gotta do this because I got people coming posting. There's just so many things.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you my so many things.
Oh, yes.
I woke up in a cold sweat. Sweat.
Why?
So, last night was my Friday.
Okay.
So I wake up at about 2 a.m. I'm like, no, I forgot. No. Cold sweat, literally. Wake up. I called my colleague and I was like, are you still at work? He was like, yeah, I'm still at work. What do you need? I'm like, I'm going to forward you this fax that I faxed myself earlier today. It was a scan, and it's I need you to call a bank. And he was like, okay, no biggie. I was like, but it's in the UK. He's like, okay. I was like, I need you to expedite a credit card release form like immediately because I totally forgot. And I'm so sorry. It's just so many things. Yes.
So many things.
Is that a new thing when we're adults?
I need you to call.
Our thing now.
I need you to call Halifax Bank in the UK. It should be about, it should be like 10 a.m. there right now. Just call them and see if you can expedite this release on an over authorization that happened earlier today. I'm so sorry.
You're like, okay.
I'm telling you,
on my phone,
some of these lyrics on old songs, they hit you so much differently when you listen to it. Now,
yes, for real.
Like relationship songs, fucking love songs, ballads, like all of that too.
I understand Alanis Morissette now.
I was just gonna say anything Alanis Morissette.
Oh my God.
I'd be so on it. Didn't think about it when you fuck her. Yes.
Yes.
Go off, girl.
Oh my God.
Go off, girl. And
do you know the backstory on that song for Alanis Morissette?
Wasn't it about Ryan?
No, it was about what is his name? Is it Matthew Perry? Matthew Perry and her were dating.
What?
And she found out he was cheating, and she was about to call him at home and disturb him during dinner or some shit. And that's literally the songs that she wrote.
In the middle of dinner.
Yes, that part. She was like calling him and doing stuff like that.
I stand an OG Taylor Swift, the originally. I'm gonna tell my shit in this song.
Oh my God. Apparently there was something about Harry Styles talking about that shit too. I don't know what that was about. I'm gonna have to read up on it. I'm not much of a celebrity news person, as you guys
don't know Harry other than the link to Taylor. I'm not familiar with him. He's jumped on the Lizzo bandwagon.
Everybody has.
Right. Which one I'm here for, because give her her flowers, let her shine. But I'm also like, y'all were never checking for black girls like that, let alone black girls that look like Lizzo. But okay.
Right. It was a big thing.
Yep.
Well, they weren't checking for it because the song that popped off and got her little award was 2.5 years old already.
Listen.
I'm just saying.
That video had been come out, and I hate those people that are like, oh, I've been on this artist since blah, blah, blah. But I was totally like that about Lizzo. I'm like, I've been on Lizzo. My girl Sierra, shout out to CC, had put me on her years before.
Yeah, so she's been out.
I remember jamming to Truth Hurts, like, oh my God, yes, Wireman.
She was like a thing in the plus community already, because
as soon as I heard her, I was like, she's their Missy Elliott. Like, as far as generation, I was just like, yes, we have another Missy. Like, you sing, you rap, you are out there with the visuals. You're
and
sexy.
the flute.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you play the flute.
Fluting and twerking, just twerking and fluting.
And she just be randomly yelling, bitch, which I'm always gonna be here.
Oh my God, I can't. Well, anyway, I think it's probably time to wrap this shit up.
About that time.
Sorry, we didn't get to much else. We just had to go off about.
Well, we had three good questions, and the usual. We be off task and shit sometimes.
Oh my God,
today was one of them days.
Ultimate, not off task song, but definitely off task song. Another song that just hit when I was cleaning, because I had it on my drinking playlist.
Not cleaning.
I called that playlist drinking because it's all the emotional songs. And it's old girl that sings that "Where Have All the Cowboys Gone."
Oh my God, I love that song.
Where have all the cowboys gone?
So all those songs that sound like that is my jam. Seriously.
Do you like the chorus?
Yes.
The chorus?
Jewel.
What was the chorus? It was leave me breathless.
Yes, that.
Yeah.
And then what is that one song with Sonny Came Home? Do you remember that? When they was like, Sonny came home. What is the lyrics to it? Fuck.
Yeah, I'd have to hear like a hook.
It sounds familiar. I'm trying to, you see me trying to map it in my mind. I was like,
now we're singing all these songs that sounded like, the first thing that came in my head was like, kiss me.
Oh my God, Sixpence None the Richer.
I watched that movie the other day.
Did you really? Oh,
it came on MTV.
Now that bothers me. I can't remember.
I love that song so much.
I went to the movies.
The harmonica solo.
I went to the movies with my mom. So me and my mom this was the last time I went to the movies with my mother. I remember.
Okay.
See that movie. I was 13 because we used to always go. And I was like, Mom, I'm too old to go to the movies with you all the time. She's like, just one more movie. And we went to go see She's All That. And then we went to go McDonald's to get, not McDonald's, we went to Burger King to get our favorite sandwich. We used to love the elongated chicken sandwich.
Oh man, they got smaller too, by the way.
Right, they used to be hella long with the mustard, and the mayo. So yeah, we went and got that, and then we went to go see She's All That, and Lil' Kim was in that motherfucker.
Yes,
Lil' Kim,
yes.
Usher,
the original Lil' Kim, because I don't know.
I don't know who this bitch is walking the streets talking about she Lil' Kim now.
No.
But original Lil' Kim.
Oh my God. I found the lyrics. Sonny Came Home. That's what the title was. It's by Sean Colvin.
We'll sing it.
I'm trying to get to the chorus because that's the part everybody knows, right? Yeah. Let's see.
Sega. Remember that shit?
Oh.
Sega.
Let's see. Wait. Where's the chorus? Why can't I find the chorus on this? I can't find the chorus. Why is it like cut off?
It wasn't meant. If it's meant to be, it'll be.
It'll be. That's my mom's song. Like, she love that song.
She likes that shit
so goddamn much. She sings it with the country. She go ride with me. I'm like, Mom.
Oh no.
She loves it so much.
Oh, I found the YouTube. Let's do this because that'll be faster.
Do it.
You guys ready to?
Oh my God! Yes!
It's my favorite. Yes, Sonny.
That. Come on now. You know you had to sing it.
And Jewel.
Bullshit.
Jewel with Who Will Save Your Soul.
Yeah.
And what's that? And who sings that song about God not having a name, or if God had a name?
Oh shit!
You know what I'm talking about?
No. I know what you. Wait. Fuck.
Oh,
it's
Alanis didn't do that.
No, it wasn't
Alanis. What the fuck was that?
I know who you're talking about too. We're about to YouTube that shit.
We're about to.
We're just gonna have one episode where we're just going in about
talking about music because because God was on a bus and he was going somewhere.
Yeah, God was on a bus.
God was on a bus.
The lady with the hair. She had like curly locks.
It's Joan Osborne, one of us.
Yeah, one of.
It was What If God was one of us.
That must have just slob like one of us. I'm like, damn.
Oh shit! I got commercials playing. No, thank you. Anyway, yeah. So you know what? We should do that for like
I would
maybe
love a 90s episode.
90s episode.
Like too many fucks when all you need is a knife.
Oh my God.
Like,
I was literally just singing that the other day because my daughter was like, "Isn't it ironic?" I was like, "Oh yeah, is it?"
Isn't it ironic?
You know, I
don't say that shit around me.
You should have leaned in the air and be like, "Don't you think?
Don't you think?" A little too.
Oh my God. D is having way too much fun. By the way, I forgot to announce this on this episode. If you guys haven't noticed already, D sounds perfectly great because he has a new microphone and a camera. You can hear him. There's no crazy glitches too much anymore. So that's awesome. Which is why you can hear him even when he whispers. It's kind of... Stop saying "don't you think" like that. I can't.
No, please say it again. Yes. Oh God, that's so good.
Okay, I'm done. That just gave me the creeps. Sorry.
Oh my God. Anyway, on that note, don't you think it's time for us to wrap it up? So we're gonna go ahead and do that. If you have enjoyed us and are off task,
which I know you
have, please make sure that you subscribe to our podcast on whatever platform you're using and our YouTube channel. We drop our regular episodes that you're listening to right now on Thursdays at noon Central. All of our low lowbrow news and current events happens on Monday at 9 a.m. Central. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification button so that you get all the new dropped episodes.
My son logged into his YouTube thing, and I tell him not to watch the videos. Like, you're not old enough yet.
Oh my God.
And he said he told me yesterday, he was like, I liked all your videos. He's like, I didn't watch any, but I liked them all. He's like, I'm paying attention to things and want to make sure you guys don't get, he talked about like demonetized or something like that. I was like, you need to talk to your little Scorpio sister CJ, because I don't know what the fuck you just said to me. But thank you for liking my
I know who to hire when I need somebody who needs to market management. I'll just get PJ to do it for me.
Just get PJ. He'll be perfect.
That's awesome. Oh my God. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this show. Hopefully on our next fan pick, maybe we'll get somebody who is like completely anonymous. More reliable. Ooh, Candace,
more
coming for you.
More dependable. I would love to get somebody. I would love to get someone that we didn't know like that. I'd like to actually get that like couple on, and I think there's another couple that followed me as a friend that are in like a polyamorous shit. I would.
Oh, that'd be very interesting to come.
I would love to see if they want to come.
Well, we can have several people on this Zoom at the same time, so we can definitely do that.
Well, given the way their relationship works, it kind of looks like that's their thing.
Oh,
so.
Well. Pew pew.
There is several people. Pew, 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 pew.
Anyway, so thanks for listening. Hope you guys have a great night or day or whatever is happening in your life. Stay blessed. Peace
Get ready
out.
For
we love you. Oh my God.